Welcome everyone to Q50 Beast TV. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. We're going to do a live drag build for you guys today. So we're going to go in and pick a car that we have in our garage, and we're going to put it together. We're going to show you the thought process and what we put into the car and why we do certain things. We're going to take it to the track and on the interstate and show you how the car handles and drives, and we're going to do all that. So buckle up and let's get going. Alright, so now I'm gonna go to my cars and pick a car that I want to build. It seems pretty intriguing right here. I'm gonna go with the Audi RS5 Coupe, the 2011 Audi RS5 Coupe. Alright, this is an all-wheel drive car that we're gonna be putting together. Alright, so what we're gonna do is first go to upgrades and tuning. Alright, to be able to do this, you want to do a custom upgrade so you can build a car exactly how you want. You will go to the custom upgrade section. Alright, give me 1 second. We're live, so I'm trying to... Okay, alright. So what I usually do is I'll go ahead and start with the conversions, any conversions that I want to do to the car. Right? Because you build everything else after you do this. I honestly think that this section should be the first cube, but it's the last cube. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, so here's the engine swap, and this is the stock engine that's in there, and you'll see the stats on the lower left corner of what the car has stock. That's what it sounds like. Stock sounds really good, really stocky. This is a 6.2 V8. Sounds really, really good. That is the 5.2 V8. And here's the 3-liter, that Toyota engine that's really stocky. And that's kind of intriguing for this car, being an all-wheel drive, being able to put the power down. I think this time I want to go with this 3-liter. So let's go ahead and build a 3-liter in this car. Alright, on the drivetrain, we're looking at it, and it's already an all-wheel drive car. I want to leave it all-wheel so we can get that power down to the road. Alright, so we'll go up to the engine, and we'll just fully upgrade everything. So we'll go to race fuel system. We'll go to the race ignition. Go to the valves, and we'll do race valves. Go to displacement, we'll do the race engine block. Yep, sounds good. And we'll upgrade the turbo to the race turbo. Yeah, sounds pretty stock. Let me make sure I got that turbo. I can't remember if I put the turbo in. Yep, okay. Alright, so we got the turbo. Alright. So now we'll go to the suspension. We want to go race suspension to keep the car low as possible. And the anti-roll bars, we'll go race for the front. And we'll go race for the rear. This is for the stiffness of the car. It's mainly for turning, because we'll probably be using this car for more than just drag racing, since it's all-wheel drive. Alright, chassis. This adds a lot of weight to it. This is roll cages and things to make it stiffer. So what we do is, if you're on the obviously you're on the Xbox, either PC or Xbox, but if you're on the Xbox, you'll hit the Y 2 times, and this will give you your acceleration and speed. And right now the top speed is 263.5, the way the car is built so far, with the 5.226 0 to 100. So we'll look at those numbers and look. So the 0 to 100 actually got a little bit faster. And the car actually gets a little bit faster with adding this 46 pounds of weight to make the car a little more stiffer. It actually looks like this car with the cage is actually a little bit quicker 0 to 100. But we don't want to slow the car down on the interstate. And we don't have the quarter-mile track like we did on Forza Horizon 4. So we're not going to go there because the races are a little bit longer, and I'm concerned that the weight, the extra weight here, will actually slow the car down at the end of the run. So we're going to stay away from that, and we'll do the full weight reduction here as we always do. it takes 752 pounds off the car. So it'll slow down the top speed a little bit, but look at there. It takes 0.2 seconds off the 0 to 100. So we're going to take that 750 pounds out of the car. And we're going to go here with the clutch. We're going to do race clutch. We're going to do race transmission. I usually do a 7-speed, but we don't have a 7-speed option, so we're going to go with the race transmission. Let's see if any, and it looks like it's the fastest top speed. The stock transmission is pretty good. We wanted to shift a little bit faster to get down the power for the 1/4 mile. So we're going to go with race transmission, and then we're going to go with race driveline. And if you guys, if you can't hear me, let me know on the stream, because I don't know what it sounds like, but I want to make sure my voice is coming through as clear as possible. All right, so we're going with race differential. And with the tires, we're starting with a drag build. So we'll go ahead and put drag tires on the car. All right, so now sometimes with an all-wheel drive car, it's good to widen the front tires, and sometimes it's not. So once again, we'll look at the acceleration and speed. We're at 3.434 at the 0 to 100 and 2.263.1 top speed. We're already getting faster with the wider tires. Yep, so we're getting faster with the wider front tire and faster top speed. But we get a little bit slower with the wider one. So we'll go with the middle with the 285s. We'll go with the 285s in the front. And of course in the rear, we're going to always go with the widest tire. Alright, so with the rims, we kind of pick what we want. We want to get the lightest wheels possible, but we also want to get what we like and how it looks. So we'll see. Oh, they look pretty good on the car. And you lose 15 pounds or 15 pounds lighter. See if we can find a wheel that's lighter than 15. I like that wheel on there too. All of these wheels look pretty good. So we're at 3.249 is the fastest. 0 to 100. So we'll look for wheels that give us the 3.249 and looks good to us. You don't have to spend a lot of time on this, but like I said, you want to find the lightest wheel that you like. I like that. I think that looks good, this particular build. But I also want a kind of an offset wheel too. We may come back to this one, but let's see if we can find an offset, a wheel that has a deeper stance. That looks pretty good. We had this on the Lexus SC300. Look at our times. See, these wheels are heavier, so they're not going to give us what we want. So we're going to leave this category. And I believe all of these wheels are heavier as well. This one is a minus 15 pounds. And maybe we could use this wheel and black it out, maybe. That looks decent on there too, but it's a little bit heavier. Yeah. So like I said, you pick what you want. You can nitpick these things. These are for more older and race cars. Looks decent to me, but they're a little bit heavier. So if you got a real light car, sometimes it's good to put a heavier wheel on it so that you can get the power down on the road. So those are some things that you need to think about when you're building. I kind of like this one here. It's a wheel that I have never used on this game, and I think it'll look good on this car. Yeah, so we'll go with this wheel here, so we don't spend so much time on the wheels. All right, so now what we do is we look at, push Y twice again to look at our top speed and 0 to 100. And if we get faster, then we'll do it. So it looks like our top speed increases, and our handling goes up a little bit as well. So that's a good thing. So we will go with this. We will go with it. What is that? With the 20 in the front. All right, so same thing for the rear. We hit Y twice, and we check our numbers. And it looks like we get a little faster with the 20, so we're going to go with 20s. I like the bigger wheel anyway. I think they look better. Yeah, that looks pretty good. And what we're going to do is we're going to spread these tires out, spread the footprint out, make it look a little more aggressive. All right, so we'll spread the car out to help us on the road racing as well. All right, so we'll go to the front bumper. We're going to do the same thing again, hit Y twice to look at these times. So we've already decreased our 0 to 100 time, and we've increased our top speed with the upgrades that we've done. Some of this is basically, if it looks better, we do it. Some cars, these upgrades actually make them go slower, and some of them it helps. And in our case, these upgrades slow the car down, so we're not going to do anything with the front bumper. I like the way the front of the car looks anyway, and I don't like the Forza stuff. We're not going to put that up there. We'll see if the Audi rear end makes us faster. Nope. So we're going to leave the car exactly the way it looks. So we will install this. It's a little over $103,000 to do these installs. So whenever you buy a car, you know you're going to need at least $100,000 to upgrade most of these cars. Some of them down to $70,000 if they come already, some of the more expensive cars. But most of these cars is going to cost you about $100,000 to upgrade. All right, so before we get into tuning the car, I'll go look and see if I can find a design. If you don't have designs already built, you can kind of see if you can find something that looks good. This first one looks pretty decent. A lot of these designs look good. I'm giving people some plugs here on this video. But for this build, I'm just going to paint the car and see what we get. The red is fine to me already. But we can see if we can change some things up. I like the black. I really like the black for this car. This looks pretty good too. It's a good looking car anyway. But I think we'll go with this grayish looking silver or gray looking car. We'll do that. I like that look. It looks pretty mean. Let's see if we can do something with the hood. Maybe carbon fiber the hood. See how that looks. No. So we're gonna carbon fiber the hood because this is gonna be a real racy car. We can't paint I want to put the mirrors the same color. And we have this spoiler that pops out of the back of the car. So we'll match that with the hood to give that the same color and give it that lighter look. We'll keep the wheels black because we wanted those wheels black. And we'll paint our calipers. See if a yellow would show up. Yellow. Maybe a blue. No, we'll go yellow with the calipers. Try to get them to show up. And we're going to do our windows. Give it a mild tint. Okay, so we'll see what the car looks like now. Alright, so now we're saving the paint job that we just put on the car. Typically it doesn't take this long. Alright. So now we'll go back to upgrades and tuning. So for the all-wheel drive cars, I usually put the rear wheel all the way down. I still look at the 0 to 100 and top speed. I do that. And I try to play with this number. If I can increase it by increasing the front tires, then that helps. Okay, so 249. We're at 266. Okay, so obviously going up. So when I do that, where is it? Okay, yep. So we're going to go 31 and a half. We're going to go 31. Nope. 30? It's funny how we just saw the number and it just went away for us. I saw a 249, but then I liked the 233. Alright. Alright, so 32 pounds. I don't want it to be too... Well, yeah, alright. So let's go with the 32 pounds. And it keeps changing on us. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Because we clearly just had that number. And it went away for us. So we're going to sit here and we're going to play with this because... Alright, yep. Alright, so we'll go with 30 pounds in the front and 15 in the rear. Alright, so what we do with the final drive is I still look at the top speed on the final drive. That's my most important thing. But I also look at the 0 to 100 again. So we know it at 3.233 and 263.9. So I'll adjust this We already got slower. So remember that 238 number is, I don't know why it's doing that. So the 239 number is our starting point and where we don't want to get worse than. I usually try to bring this thing down. You see the top speed is going up on the car, and look, we're getting fast on the 0 to 100 as well. We had a 2.16, and we may have to come back to that because that may be what our final drive is going to be. So remember, 4.26 is the number we'll be looking at. 4.26. See, our top speed is not increasing anymore. Let's see what 310 gives us. Alright, so we'll go back to 4.26. Everyone, you can play with these numbers and see what works best for you. This is something that is down to the individual or what he or she likes. But the other stuff is going to be pretty solid. You can tune that car, the gears, however you want to. So we're at 3.69 for the first gear. Let's see if we can bring it down. I like to bring this gear down closer to 310 if I can. And it doesn't look like we're going to be able to do so because our 0 to 100 is increasing. Alright, so we're going to take it back to where we started from. And we're going to go as low as we can to get that 3.216. We may not be able to change this gear. We may have to keep it the way it is. Okay, looks like we found it. I'm going to stay here, and it's gone again. I don't know why it's doing that. Alright, so we'll go right there with the 3.64. And what I usually do is I'll go down, well, I'll go to this next one and see if I can bring it up a little bit closer. Because I like these first two gears a little bit closer to each other. So I'll try to increase it as long as I can keep that number. So looks like 2.25 is where we're going to be. Oh, looks like we can get a little bit closer. Alright, so we'll go with the... Why is it doing that? I know you guys are seeing it live. Okay, so we'll go here. I usually don't touch these other gears. I may touch the 6th gear depending on how low or high I get with the 7th gear. Already it's increasing the time. So we'll want to put it back. I'm really not sure why the calculations is jumping all over the place like that. It's pretty weird. So now we've lost our... Okay, so we'll go right here. I'll bring this down a little bit to kind of get the gear a little bit closer. Bring this up to 95. Alright, I'm sure if we can get it to 75. I want it at 75, but it's very strange how this thing is calculating today. Okay, so we lost that 2-1 that we had. Okay, so we'll go to 216. Alright, so we're going to leave that there. We're not going to mess with it. So this final gear usually impacts the top speed as well. But when you adjust that, you got to go in and adjust the 6th gear to bring it a little bit closer so that it can have enough RPMs to get to that last gear. So that's something to think about. On the alignment on the all-wheel drive cars, I don't touch them at all. I leave them the way they are. If you're a more advanced tuner, you can go in and mess with that. But I don't touch the alignment. I leave the car stock. With the anti-roll bars, front and rear, I go all the way stiff on the all-wheel drive cars. It's very seldom that you'll have to adjust this, but right now you'll... And I tell you, this thing is not acting the way it usually does live. Alright, so let's put it back stock and see if we get that same 216 number. The numbers are jumping around today on us. So as soon as we move off of the stock setting, it's happening to us. So yeah, it wants to do it on a live video. It's atypical. All right, so we'll go there so we can keep that 216 number. I guess this car just wants to stay balanced, and that's fine. I don't know how it's going to help us in road racing, but we'll see if we adjust the springs and see if we can get that to fix itself. I usually go about 1,000 in the rear, and I kind of leave this around anywhere from 700 to about 850, and I drop the car all the way down. And that is fine. I need the handling for road racing, so I don't mind dropping that. And maybe if we fix the dampening, it'll adjust that number. So we'll see. But we may lose that 316 number, and I'm willing to give that up for the handling on the road racing. All right, so let's go back now and see if we change these anti-robots. We got this one at 33, so let's remember that. And it may not go back. It may just be what we have. And that is fine. So I'm going to leave these hard because I want to be able to handle on the road races. Aero, we did nothing with that. Nothing with the brake. What I usually do is I leave all of this the same, and I'll adjust the center balance, and that will sometimes impact the 0 to 100 and the top speed. So we'll see what we get. Because if we can find that 216 number, I'm going to be really happy. And there we go already. So we know 63% will put us back to the 216. And we didn't lose anything when we adjusted our anti-roll bars the way we did. So it actually helps us out. We just had to rebalance the car. Now let's see if we can get it a little bit better. So we know 63 was our number. Okay, 65 is the number as well. But I want to see if we can get the top speed a little bit faster. The top speed is staying where it is. So I'm going to go put the car back to 63. All right, let's see what the 0 to 100. I mean 0 to 60. 0 to 60, we'll put it at 70. Because we got a better 0 to 60, a better, and the same 0 to 100, and we have the same top speed. So we're going to go with this as our drag wheel. All right. So we'll take this car to the track. Fast travel to the track. Save some time. Alright, so we'll go to the festival.
Turn around when it is safe to do so.
Alright, try to get away from this music. I don't know if you guys can hear me with the loud music. We full send this
Turn
thing.
around when it is safe to do so.
We put down 196 miles per hour on this car. So let me turn this GPS off. That's 196 miles per hour. And what I do is I usually listen for the gears and make sure they shift properly. So let me back up a little bit and make sure they go through the gears the way they need to. And then we'll put the car in a race and see how it goes. But look at it. She looks pretty good. It's a good looking vehicle. We got the 3-liter Toyota engine in here. We did a swap and it's all-wheel drive. She looks good. So let's go ahead and full send it. Looks like she handles pretty straight. She doesn't fishtail. She handles the power. And she sounds great. Okay. Alright, so let me go to a quieter place. Go down here so you guys can hear me because I'm not sure how the audio is coming in on this video, so we'll know for the future if we decide to do more. But it sounds like the car shifts the way it needs to. It goes through all the gears. It sounds like it's not bogging down, and we got the gears tuned pretty well because we only touched 3 or maybe 4 out of the 7 gears. Maybe we touched 5, but either way, we left a few gears stock, which was perfect. So we got perfect shifting. So what we do is, if we think we got a good tune, we'll go to cars and tune car again, and we'll save that tune. So we go to the tune browser and we'll save it. And what I usually do is just call it what the car is. So it's RS5. And then this is a drag build. So I'll say RS5 drag. So I'll save this tune. So if I change any of the parts, I won't lose the settings that I have. All right, so if you want to sell this tune, get people to download it, you change it to whatever it is, it's drag, and I'll just put my name as a key. So I'll put Q50B, that's what I've been saving the tunes as. And you can buy this tune as well. Go in, it's only a couple $100, I believe. Or at least that's what you get when someone purchases the tune, and then if they use the tune, you get a little more, something like that. So I'll share this tune. All right, so now I got my drag tune. So let's go ahead and put this car in a race and see how it does against its competitors, because we did that by ourselves, right? But we're going to put it against our competitors. All right, so we got this car up to an 887 with the drag tires, and man, she looks really good. It's a really good looking car. It's a nice looking coupe. Alright, so let's go ahead and start the race. We can just full send it. We'll just hold down the gas and get ready to go. Doing a good job staying ahead. Let's see what she runs. Remember, we did over 190, and we did a 14.648. We did over 196 the last time, so that's a pretty good, respectable number. All right, so let's not leave this at drag. Say we want to race this on the road, right? And with the all-wheel drive cars, it's pretty simple. You can pretty much leave the car tuned the way it is. Really, all you got to do is go in and change the tires, right? So we're gonna go down to the festival. We're gonna purchase some tires.
Turn right.
Because, okay, we got the car set up for drag, but
Turn right.
I want to be able to drive this car on the road, and I think this car will do well on the road.
Turn around
with the drag tires,
to do so.
but we want to maximize it. Man, that music is turned up today. Yeah, so we want to maximize the car's handling capabilities. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna put some street tires on here and see what looks the best. I usually go with one of these. Not sure how the Forza tires will look on that. The all black looks really good. Not sure we're gonna do that. So we'll go with the regular street semi-slick race tire compound. So we've increased our handling. We were at 6.3. We will increase the handling to 6.7 with this. All right, and then what I do is I go back and look at the front tire again to see if I can get some increase in speed or either handling. Looks like we get the same timing here, and I believe we get better handling too with the bigger tire. So we're going to go with a 295 this time, opposed to the 285 that we have installed. So we'll go with 295. And that's really all that I have to update for that. It's only a little over 13,000 credits. All right, so we'll go to the custom tune and we'll readjust the tire pressure. So 4.120 and 270. Okay, yep. All right, so we got the same top speed. So we want to get the tires as low as possible, keeping the same times or the fastest times. Because you still want that car to hook up, because you may find yourself on the interstate and someone wants to race you, right? And you want to still make sure that you can hook up and leave. All right. So we had a 267.3. So we want to keep that. We don't want to lose anything. So we'll just baby this and feather this until we get to a point of, okay, we got to change that. All right, so there we go. So we're going to put 22.5 in the front and 16.5 in the rear. We're going to hit apply. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and save the tune because we know the car is going to shift the way it needs to because we didn't change anything. So we have an RS5, and I usually call this street. All right, so we get the RS5 street tune, and we're going to sell this, share this tune so we can make some credits off of this because every day you'll check and someone has bought your tunes, and sometimes you can have a gold mine that day. So I call this circuit. I usually call my street tunes circuit. And I'll save it like that. And what we can do is we can take this car to the interstate and we'll see how it drives on the interstate. So it looks like we built a pretty capable car, a very respectable car on the drag strip. And we'll see how it drives on the road. Looks like it handles pretty good. Looks like it stops a little bit better too. Let me turn this GPS off because it's gonna annoy us. Say you're on the interstate. You're on the interstate and you have your car out and you're driving, but somebody wants to drag race you too, right? So that usually happens out here. So we're gonna simulate that. We're gonna pull send the car. It doesn't spin too much. And we'll see how the thing handles and takes the curves at top speed. Car is very stable. The way we got this thing tuned, it's very stable. And it handles very, very well. We're at over 241 already. Pick it up to speed. This thing rolls, man. This is a really, really good tune. Really good tune. Yes. So almost 260 miles per hour on that curve with no problem at all. And we haven't even got off the gas. This thing just, you can full send this car down the interstate with the way we got it tuned. So we got a drag tune, we got a road tune, so if you want to run the Goliath or a marathon, this car is a prime candidate for that. It's perfect, pretty good balance. Yeah, we can hold this thing full speed all the way down. It's a pretty good car. Darn good car. Alright. So there you have it, guys and girls. That's how you build this all-wheel drive Audi. And if you guys want to see more of it, leave your comments in the comment section and let me know if you want to see more of this information, because I would love to do more of these videos for you guys to show you exactly the thought process and what we put into the cars to make them be able to beat your competition and help you get through the races that you get into. All right, so I'm going to take a screenshot here. We're going to get in here because we're going to try to build our thumbnail so you can watch me build a thumbnail live. Should be a treat. Build the thumbnail here. So we'll take this shot. I think I like that already. You're going to watch me build this thumbnail, or at least get the picture for the thumbnail. So you'll see this if you come back to review. Yes, that's in a nutshell how to build a drag and road car. Pretty simple build. RS5. We'll share that out if you guys want to see that picture. All right. Let's see if we can get you guys a share code for the tune that we just built. If we can find the car. I'm looking for the car, and then we'll get you the share code so that you can see it. All right. Here's the share code for the car that we just built, the Audi RS5. It's an all-wheel drive car. We got the 3-liter turbo in there from the Toyota, and that code is 329-196-351. All right, thank you guys for spending the time. Let me know if you want to see more of these, and this is Q50 Beast. Peace out.